And we're ready.
Don't listen to us, episode 3 or 4.
Four, man. Come on.
This is Brian. Coming back at you with my big man here, Coach.
Coach Rob, baby, I'm ready.
Well, today I think we made a list of 5 movies that we love that everyone hates. Oh no, 3 movies. It was 3 movies that we love that everyone hates, and 5 things that we hate about movies.
Yeah, pretty much what I was thinking is that we've talked a lot about everything that we like about movies, the things that we watch, certain things that we're watching, and everything like that. And now I think it's time that we let people know the things that we really that bug us, the things that we don't like about movies, the things that the things that just make us turn it off or walk out of the theater or whatever, like we decide to do. You know what I mean? So that's
Mm-hmm.
why I was thinking that, like, okay, so let's think of something, the things that we don't like first of all. But even before that, how you doing, man? What's been going on?
Not much. I found an excellent movie that I truly enjoy. I think
Yeah,
it's like those gems that no one pays attention to. I don't know if you've seen it or not. It's called Nerve.
I,
It's
I've heard of that movie. Netflix?
no. I found it on the internet.
Uh huh.
It's this girl, like this socially awkward girl. She's a photographer in high school, and she tries to do something to change herself. And she enters this game called Nerve, where pretty much you either are a player or a watcher. And if you're a player, they give you like you have to take, they give you like a mission. You have to do it, like kiss a guy, a random guy, go into a store, steal this from the store, and stuff like that. It's a really really good movie. I've really
It,
enjoyed it.
it it's with Arya Stark or something like that, right? Is she in it? Is that the one I'm thinking about?
No,
No,
Which
she's not in that one.
no, I don't know. I
Oh,
mean,
oh no,
it's
she's in that iBoy one or something like that. Sorry, I'm
yeah.
confusing them. But who's the actors in this one? Who's in it? Because
It's
I've heard of this movie.
um that remember Underground 6? The
What?
kid. That movie said the thing is like one of the actors is
Oh,
I
Six Underground.
that one. Um,
Yes, okay.
the kid that's driving the car at the very beginning of the movie that he dies.
Uh huh.
He's like he's in that movie.
Who's the main star? Him?
No, it's this blonde chick. I don't know her name.
See, that's what I'm saying. See, we got to get that info when we're recommending this stuff. That's why I think
One
it's
second.
Arya Stark. I think she dyed her hair. I could be completely wrong, but I'm not sure.
I'll
I actually,
find
what
out
did I
right
see?
now.
I saw Bad Boys for Life this week.
Is it worth it?
No, but it was it was there. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty much just two old guys running around with guns. Like it's whatever. It's a Jerry Bruckheimer movie. You know what I mean? It's all action. Doesn't matter about the plot or anything like that. It just goes through some good camera angles and stuff like that. And then other than that, that's it, man. I saw like Will Smith plays Will Smith like always. Martin Lawrence is the comic relief. And
Hmm.
then pretty much Martin Lawrence is, and oh yeah, spoilers. Martin Lawrence is too old for this now, so he's like the Danny Glover of it. So pretty much what they did is they without like spoiling too much or like giving away everything, they kind of like they left it open so they can keep going with the franchise. So they don't need Martin Lawrence anymore, or they keep going with the Bad Boy franchise. So I think we're gonna get a couple more of those coming soon.
I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, by the way, I saw you were going to watch some foreign movies this past week.
Didn't watch shit. I didn't watch anything, man. I tried. I didn't even try. I can't even say that I tried. I pretty much I found other movies to watch, and then from there, what I did was I got some things that I get to watch, and then I didn't check out anything else.
I see. I see.
I saw Trolls.
No, you know what I saw was the kids. The sequel for Wreck-It Ralph, the Ralph Rex
Oh, number
the
two. I
internet.
like number two.
It was fun. I didn't watch it because I thought it was going to be just a dumb movie, but after watching it, it's like, wow, this was a pretty good movie. I had
This,
fun watching it.
see, this is the thing about the animated movies, man. I say this every time we make this fucking show or podcast, whatever we want to call it. Every time, the smallest thing that lets me relate to how much I care about my son, I can cry. So when he's like, "Oh, you gotta let him go," this is not. I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's what I have to do with Gabrielle." It's the same thing that when I saw the Trolls movie, because it's all about like being different but being the same, and everyone's the same, and I'm just like, later on in life he's going to get that treatment, right? Like it's going to
Hmm.
happen, which sucks. But like just seeing those movies, I look at him, I'm like, man, you can beat anybody up. Like you're good, man. You're fine. You can do anything anyone else can do, and you don't have to worry about anything. Like you're set. What else did I watch? Oh, I saw the. Did I say this to you? I don't think I did. I saw the Adams Family cartoon.
Ah, that's a good movie.
Yeah, I liked it. I
It
liked
was a
it,
good movie.
especially it's so simple and so easy, but I love how they found Lurch. That was so great. That
They
was
ran
so
them
great,
over.
man. Just randomly, and then he's like, they're like, here, take my bags. You're like, oh, okay. He just kind of gives up. He's like, I absolutely love that. I loved it. It was so simple, it's so easy. And then just like watching another movie where people are different, and then you know what I mean, coming together and all that. It just gets me, man. It's just it warms me up and just makes me fucking enjoy it more.
No, I mean, I had fun with the movie. It's like very like a family. Like, yeah, we're a bunch of weirdos, but we accept you guys. Why can't you accept us and our eccentricities? I think it was
Hmm.
a great movie. I liked it a lot.
Oh, for sure. Did I see anything else? Mitzi went to the video store, so she got some good ones. We got the Bad Boys. We got the Addams Family. We got the Trolls. Man,
Did you watch Extraction?
yes, I did. Extraction was. I watched it when it came out, though.
I
Like,
waited like on Friday. I saw it until Friday
yeah.
because I tried to watch it when it came out. My wife didn't like it because it was too gory and bloody. At the very beginning, you had this guy shoving like forks into people's faces and stuff like that. So my wife like, no, I don't want to keep on watching this. Like, all right, cool. So I waited until Friday after work. I got out at midnight and I sat down and watched it.
Oh boy. No, no, I enjoyed it. It's pretty. I explain it like this. It is John Wick and 1917 at the same time. Like it's literally you see it. They're like 8 minute things. What's up, big guy? Hold on. He wants to come say hi. Say hey to everybody.
Hola.
Hey. He didn't watch Extraction, but he still likes Thor though. He's getting to know Spider-Man and everything. But I'm getting off topic. What I really liked about it was were those, instead of the fights looking choppy, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Because they're editing it to make it look good. You actually see it. They made an 8 minute fight where it doesn't stop, and that's where I say it's the 1917. And then it's John Wick because really, like, what story did they really start with? It was like, okay, here's your guy. We're in the mission. He took it. Now let's kick some ass. And then from there, it's like the whole movie, just Thor, and I'm gonna call him Thor because that's what he is. Thor just kicking ass like John Wick.
Yeah, it is. It's just like he gets out of one hairy situation, gets into another one, gets out of that one, then another one, and it's just like that constant, nonstop, action. I enjoyed it. I had fun with it, and it's just like seeing things blow up and people killing each other. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh yeah, and it was the cameo of the only other known actor in that movie was actually pretty cool. Black Widow's dad. All the Marvel just stick together. It's like they all just do movies together. Who was it? The Olsen, Scarlet Witch.
Uh huh.
I remember seeing an interview with her one time, and she made the move. She made the serial killer movie in Alaska. Then she made the other movie, and the funny thing is one was with Hawkeye, and the other one was with like Robert Downey Jr. Like she only does Avenger movies with other, like she only does movies with other Avengers. Like her first three movies, solo, like not Scarlet Witch, like they're all with Avengers cast. Like it was funny.
I haven't paid attention to that. I'm
Oh, I
sorry.
know. I noticed all of that shit, man. Like it's just for some strange reason, the important stuff that should be in my brain doesn't stay, and all the unimportant stuff like extras and faces and like I can go to this one movie. I'm like, hey, he was an extra in this movie. Wow, he got a script, and people look at me like, what? I'm like, oh yeah, he was there. Like all that important stuff leaves, and all I get is that now. All I got is the movie information that's in my head. So yeah, so I saw that, and I noticed like all she was doing was with Avengers. That was it. Like every single movie, like the first couple movies she did in her career, like after getting big, they're all with Avengers. Oh yeah, she did the movie, the Spike Lee movie with Thanos.
Uh-huh.
Then she did the serial killer movie with Hawkeye. Those were the two movies. They're like back to back. Oh yeah,
Damn. It's like this is just a tight crew. We don't allow outsiders in.
right.
Type of thing. Actually, I saw my wife made me watch a Spaniard movie,
Mhm.
which was a pretty good movie. It was called The Legacy of Bones, and
Mhm.
it was like that type of drama suspense movie, and it was really cool. I really liked the story. I just realized afterwards that that's the sequel to another movie I watched before, which what is called The Invisible Guardian, and it's
Mhm.
based on a book that's a trilogy. So I'm trying to get that book, the collection up, because I really want to read those books.
Man, how do you, shit? I don't even know how you have time to read. I can't even read. Like that was what I was trying to get out. I was like trying to find the words to ask the question. How do you find time to read? Like I can't do it. I can't. My brother finds time any time to read. I don't know, man. Sometimes I can read the same thing four times on the same page and it just doesn't register. It just doesn't register, man. It doesn't stick. I'm like,
It's
man.
I'm mad with playing video games, so and there's nothing to watch on TV, and the kids are monopoly and everything. So I just sit down and start reading something, and when I know
Yeah.
it, 2 or 3 hours already passed by.
I wish I had that time, man. No, I don't got it. But since we're on the thing of video games, I know we're movies, but since we're on the video games, did you see the trailer for PS5? Oh man. Oh
No,
man.
what still has my mind going crazy is the trailer that came out for the Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Oh, that blew me away. I was like, I had a nerd orgasm right there. Like, oh my god, Vikings now, sweet.
Yeah, right. They just keep going further back in time. They're just going everywhere with that game.
It's just, I mean, I think they're going to do like every important period of time. There's going to be an Assassin's Creed. We got the Egyptians, we had the
Mhm.
Greeks. Most likely, we're going to have one from Rome. We're going to have one.
Pirates.
Already have the pirate one, the Black
That's what I'm
Flag.
saying. We had the one for pirates. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And we had the one with the United States independence with
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
so
Like pretty
it's
much
just
the George Washington shit.
yeah. So pretty much it's just like that, like they're gonna start like, okay, let's flip a coin to see what era of time we're gonna go in human history.
Pretty much. Pretty much. But yeah, man, no, that's pretty much all I've seen for the week. And other than that, the house is good. Everything else is good. I'm glad that we're still coming out okay in this, and just got to roll with the punches, man.
There's no other way, coach. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you heard that. I was checking out and I found this news. John Wick 4 is coming out in 2024.
Hmm.
I didn't know that until recently.
Keanu Reeves actually said he'll keep doing them as long as people keep going to see them. Like he understands, like it's not a movie that's made for acting. It's just kicking ass, for 2 hours. And
Pretty
especially
much.
this next movie is going to be him and Morpheus. So hey, they team up together again.
That'll be great to watch.
Oh yeah, for sure,
I just
for
want to see.
sure.
I just want to see how they're going to do it now because now it's like him hooking up with Morpheus and trying to
Hmm.
get back at this organization now.
No, now yeah, now he's trying to get back at the hotel.
The hotel and the organization itself
Yeah,
because he is to see what happens.
yeah, right. Shoot. All right, but let's hear the list, my friend. What are the non-Academy acclaimed or movies that you got?
Okay, you want me to give you the five that I got, or you
Just
want
go
to do
one
one
by
in one?
one. We'll see what's up. Just go one by one.
Okay, first one will be Ender's Game. It's futuristic. Humanity is fighting against this alien species, but they have like these kids going through this like what's the word I'm looking for?
Simulations.
Yeah, war simulations and stuff like that. And then until the kid is actually fighting against the aliens. That movie received a lot of criticism, but I enjoyed the shit out of it.
I didn't. I didn't at all. I don't know. Maybe it was the whole. Well, for me, I didn't like the kid. I didn't like Ender. I didn't like the way he acted. Like I'm not saying he was supposed to be perfect, but just right away, like it he didn't get me into the movie. And then after a while, I don't know, man. It's the kids movies for me. It's not that they can't be made because they're very well done, but it's almost like Goonies, if you can get there, okay. Like I'm gonna enjoy everything about your movie. But no kids movie like those kid adventure movies have gotten there for me before, where I'm like, yo, I'm gonna watch this over and over and over. Like it was good and it was amazing. I'm gonna recommend it. Like I actually only know, oh, you'd be the second, two people that like that movie. And another one is my boy Big Dave. He loves that movie as well. I don't see it. I watched it like 3 times on HBO. I was just like, eh.
Uh, every time I see it that's being shown on TV, I stop and I watch it. The only thing I didn't like about the movie is that it just felt like it started. I liked the pace it started, but like towards the middle, the middle towards the end of the movie, it just felt like everything progressed too quickly and too fast. I wish they would have built up more on it. But other
Mhm.
than that, I mean, I really enjoyed the movie. It's like I always wanted to see what's going to be his next challenge, how he's going to overcome it, and I really liked when they were making those simulations of wars, like they're zero gravity and they're floating around and one team against the other team. I mean, that was Stoke.
Yeah, that was cool. That was pretty cool. Again, it was all right, but it's not something that I'm like, oh my god, that's my movie. Yeah, no, no, no. I can't.
Oh, and what really, really blew me away is that, how the kids started not seeing the aliens as an enemy, but, like, wait, why can't we try to communicate with them or, go to peace with them and stuff like that, which I thought was,
Hmm.
that was really cool.
All right, all right. Next.
Next, it's you're gonna hate me for this one, Dark Phoenix.
We've had this conversation.
I have to bring it up. I mean, like you said, it's just me and some other 2, 3 people out there in the world that actually like this movie. But I have to say, I
Uh,
enjoy the movie a lot, and I just watched it again a couple of days ago.
did you really? And you liked
Yes,
it the same?
I liked it the same.
No. Just no. Look, okay. I've said these points already. We've done this conversation at work, but okay. So let's get it out there. So then we won't go through the same things, but these are my points. These are the things I do not like about that movie. First, all those X-Men suck. That's the first things first for me. All those first class. No, it wasn't even first class. All those youngsters, especially Sansa who plays Phoenix and all that, like them. No, I don't like it. I don't like the kid that plays Cyclops. I don't like the kid that's playing Nightcrawler. I don't none of that. I don't like the way that they did it, and I don't like the way that they brought them in. Then there was the boring villain who without emotion, so it's just walking around just nah, man. Like I understand they got the actors. I get it because it's one of those blockbusters. You get the famous people to do it, but it was just everything. The only thing I give them credit for is that they stuck with the actual story. That's
Mhm.
it. Well, not the alien part, but just they had to go to space. They had to do this, and oh yeah, spoilers. Whoever hasn't seen it out there, Mystique dying was not shocking at all.
That's true.
Because I already knew, like I knew before it happened because she was already mad at the franchise. And she was like, "Oh, I don't want to do anymore." So when they were doing the beginning and she's like, "Charles, you're the bad guy. Oh, Charles, you don't understand." Oh, Charles, I'm like, "Oh, this she done, son. Watch." And then bam, done. I was like, and I guess that's supposed to be shocking, like Black Widow dying. No, that
No,
wasn't shocking at all. It didn't even phase me. It just made me like fast forward the crappy parts of them trying to mourn her and then getting back into the crappy action scenes that they had. Like the last scene that's supposed to be the action scene. Like the scene that says, "Oh my god, here's the mutants coming in, everyone's using their powers, everything's going to go cool, like something crazy is going to happen," was a flop. It was a flop and a disappointment of a last battle. And the humans are like, "No, we can't trust you." He's like, "Just trust me." Okay. Nah, man. I can't do it. It's the same as Apocalypse. That was the worst portrayal of an apocalypse I have ever seen of anything. It was horrible. And I'm gonna tag them on this video because I'm gonna let them know at what minute. So shout outs to Tropic Bowl. It's a great organization that actually helps football kids here in Costa Rica, right? But we have movie arguments. I'll have them actually on my other podcast. I'm gonna have them on and talk about some things. They love that X-Men Apocalypse movie. That it was one of the most what's the word I'm looking for? Dark sagas that they had, and all the but the movie was absolutely horrible. They screwed up Storm's story. They screwed up. No, they didn't screw up Quicksilver's story. They just kind of let him not say that he's his dad. Like, "Oh, I just wanted to be with you because it's you." Like, shut up. Then and then just like, oh, and what's her name? Psylocke, who is like my favorite female mutant character. Nah, they screwed her up too, man. They screwed her up too. It was all just no. It was just a no for me. It's just a no.
that's why I like so much about Dark Phoenix. It's like it's one of the out of all those movies, it's the one that's closest to the comic.
That's
Because
it though.
that's the only saving grace it has. But I mean, that's what makes me enjoy it. And like my finally an X-Men movie I can relate to. Like, okay, yes, that's good. Okay, yes,
Out of
good. They
all
go
the
to
X
space.
Men, maybe two was the best one.
What two? That was with
Two is when they just introduced Colossus and well, he doesn't even really do much anyways. It's the one where it's mostly like a Wolverine origin.
that. I mean, it's like
It's
out of all
no,
the
it's the one with Stryker. It's the one where you first see
ah
Nightcrawler, and he tries to kill the president at the very beginning. That's like
yeah, yeah.
and it's still not that great, but that's like my favorite X Men movie,
But
really.
that because that movie is more like a Wolverine origins because they even go to the base where they were doing the Weapon X experiments and stuff like that. It's like almost all goes around Wolverine. I
Hence
mean,
the reason it was the best X Men movie.
no, but let's say
that,
if we go Wolverine, I
no, go
prefer
go go.
Old Man Logan. I think that's the best out of all the Wolverine movies. That's the best one.
Well, yeah, it's like the only Wolverine movie you can say. You know what I mean? There was a one and done. Well, no, they had the other ones. I don't consider those though. Those kind of sucked. Okay, so let me retract my previous statement and let's say I agree with you. Well, Logan was the only good one because it was rated R. Me and my brother were talking about that. First of all, he should have been killing people like that from the beginning. From the
Yeah.
beginning. Like every single time that he put out his claws, like when he goes through the head and you see the claw go through the mouth and like the eyes, like that is the coolest thing ever, man. And when he goes right under, just goes and he pulls it back out. Oh, it's so badass, man. Like it's I think that's why Deadpool works.
Mm-hmm.
Because of that, you're allowing him to be the character, not just because it's rated R, but you're allowing him to actually be the character that he is and that everyone knows from the comics. Whether or not you change the story of Wolverine and what you want to do, like, because obviously they changed how he died, but they kind of kept it the same with the comics because it was the adamantium that was killing him slowly.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of kept that aspect of it, but changed a lot of everything else. So when you're just watching him kill people and just like how he's supposed to fight, you're just like, okay, like I'm in, I'm invested. I'm not
Yeah.
going anywhere. I want to see more slash. I want to see more faces getting ripped off. Like as long as they don't screw it up that bad, I'm in. And for me, that's what Logan was, man.
I completely agree with you on that one. All right, now continue with my list. The next one will be World of Warcraft.
Oh God. I saw that literally 2 weeks ago. I'm just disappointed in you, Brian.
I love that movie.
Okay, how can you tell me that that movie's good when the CGI orcs act better than the humans?
That's not my problem because I'm an orc fan. I'm with the Horde, baby. Go the
I'm
Horde.
with the horde. I'm with the horde. It was horrible. It was horrible. That
No, it
movie
was.
is, besides the graphics, I don't know what else you can give it. The acting was bad. The directing wasn't that great. The story wasn't that great. And besides the CGI, I guess the only thing you can say is there was the guy from Vikings, but he couldn't act either in that movie, man. Like they all sucked.
The thing is like I'm a huge. I play the video game. I'm a huge fan of it, and when I was able to see how they were able to translate the video game story to the big screen, I just loved it. Like when he saw the gate and was opening up, where's the loading where's the loading bar? That's all I'm
and you
missing.
and you want to get mad at me for Star Wars.
Don't
It's
even
it's a totally different conversation.
let's
Don't worry.
drop.
But you're trying to get mad at me for being a fanboy. But when you're looking at that piece of crap of a movie, you're like, nah, man, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Like, come on, what is
No, it's
that?
because the reason why I enjoyed the movie that I overlook all the bad acting and everything like that is because I'm seeing the orcs doing just pummeling humans. I'm seeing the griffins riding. I'm seeing the clay monsters. I mean, I'm enjoying that movie.
You see my face?
Like you don't care?
You see my face? No, it's not that I don't care. These are all the answers I give you when I watch the Star Wars movies. I understand
Yeah,
they screwed them up. I get it. But it's that I'm that much. Anyways, I know it's a totally different conversation. I'm just trying to prove to you, and now that we have it on tape, you can see this all the time. And I'm gonna get our boy Victor, who is our new producer, who we're gonna big up right now. Big up Victor. I'm gonna get him later on to put this clip in when we start talking about Star Wars. So I'm gonna be like, you see this? I'm gonna point to the clip. I'm like, don't come to me with this shit. Like, no, I just when the orcs, and I'm saying it again, I'm just repeating myself, but when the orcs acted better than the humans, I was like, nah, man, you can't like, yeah, you can enjoy the movie and watch it, but that's not like, I can't even call myself like a cult on that, like a cult, you know what I mean, like a cult movie, and like, I don't even know anyone that likes it except for you right now.
oh no, yeah, it has been received with heavy criticism, but for some strange reason, I really enjoy that movie, and I just
how,
like I love the orcs. For me, it's all about the orcs, baby.
how
That's
they
it.
refused to do 2 and 3. How about that one? It's so bad. They refused to do 2 and 3. Like, nah. No. Okay, next.
Um, okay, the next it's also based on a video game. It's Assassin's Creed.
I have to give it another chance. I saw it once. I was entertained with it. Like it was okay. But this is the thing though, I also only played the first one when that one came out. So I only know about like the people that put you in the simulation to go back into your mind to do the whole, you know what I mean? So I saw that and I was like, oh, okay, they kind of kept it the same. But then when they kind of started saying like, oh no, they're in us, I was like,
No, but supposedly the thing is like the Templars are looking for these ancient devices, and the only organization that's been fighting against the Templars is the assassins, the
Mhm.
Assassin Guild. And the thing is like they look like for supposedly they're looking for offsprings from the Assassin's Guild, and
Yeah,
supposedly
exactly.
that
Which
within within your DNA they're able to like touch that past of yours and be able to make you virtually live your great grandfather's life, and you'll be able to exactly find out exactly where this hidden treasure is.
oh, I understood the movie. I was just like, it just kind of turned like I don't know. It's certain I can get sucked into a movie at the very beginning. The second that I can't find, and it's not credible, you know what I mean? Because obviously they're just movies, everything's made up. But once I find something where I'm like, yeah, but what about this, and this? That's when that's when the movie dies. That's when movies die for me, man. And that's going to be our next talking point, of course. But like, that's when things go wrong for me, right? Like,
Mm.
I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool. And then a guy would like I guess in that case, then he starts remembering. So he's good enough to be one of the assassins. Like really, just kind of
Yeah,
okay. Okay,
I
now I'm
understand.
good enough, and now I'm gonna stab you, and I already know how to do all of his moves, and we're one. It's like really.
No, and that I do give you credit for, but I mean, also overall, other than that, I sit that every time I get the chance to watch that movie, I'll sit down and watch it, and I'll watch it and I'll enjoy it.
Next.
And my last one will be Prince of Persia.
We both have that on our list. I enjoy that movie. I don't care who hates it. I don't care who hates it. When I'm flipping and I'll watch it wherever it is and I switch on to it, I'm like, oh, it's staying on. But this is the thing
Oh,
though, that's Disney. Like as much as you want to hate on Disney, they at least get their scripts right. Like, you know what I mean? For me, as much as people get mad because they don't follow whatever book they're supposedly doing the movie over or whatever, they always at least have an entertaining script for me. It goes through. It doesn't feel forced. You know what I mean? It's a nice fluid movie, and everything just falls into place. Yeah, there's not much struggle to it, but hey.
it's. I think we already had this conversation before, where like I've like not like being a nerd is popular, and they're making all movies of comic books, video games, cartoons, and all that, and they're making money out of it. It's like I come to understanding that none of these movies are going to be close to what we know as as fans, either from the comic books, cartoons, whatever you call it that they're bringing this movie from. They're going to have their own interpretation about it, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just, I mean, you can hate it. I mean, there's, there will be bottom lines that they shouldn't touch that they will still touch, and you're going to hate the movie because of that, because it's happened to me too many times. But you just have, like, like this movie is not going to be exactly portraying the video game or this or that. I mean, there are going to be changes to it. I hope it's a
Mm-hmm.
good change, or it's a good the different interpretation of what I know. But as long as they don't like ruin it that badly, I'll watch it and enjoy it.
See, like one for me is one that I had was John Carter. A lot of people hate that movie. I went to the
That's a
theater
great
with Missy to
movie.
watch it. I enjoyed it. I
That's a
enjoyed the
great
hell out of
movie.
it. I can still watch it when it comes on and I see like the dog and everything. I still get pumped up, man. I actually enjoy that movie. Again, one
I
that a lot of people hate.
I didn't mention it because I know you're going to put it on your list. So I'm like, I
Oh
got to scratch this one out because I enjoyed it too. I mean, it was a great movie for me. It's like
oh yeah.
Judge Dredd, that the last Judge Dredd movie.
It wasn't that bad. It was better than I expected. Way better
Exactly.
than I expected.
I mean, and it's but still, I don't know why people just don't don't acknowledge it and give it good rates. I think
Yeah,
it was a great
right.
movie. The ending was
Man, I wouldn't know about it. It was very, for me, it was very well done for a movie that I had no expectations for. Because I walked in, well, I didn't go to the theater, but I walked into that movie like thinking, like, okay, this is going to be shit, and I'm going to turn it off within the first like 25, 30 minutes. And then when I'm like an hour in, I was like, oh, shoot, look at this. Like, they got something. And I kind of liked, they didn't follow the original with Sylvester Stallone.
Sylvester.
Like they didn't see the need to try to give him a personality. You know what I mean? That's what I really enjoyed about the movie. Like even with the mutant chick who's like all like super emotional and everything, he's just walking. It's like a normal day. Like, you know what I mean? It's not, oh my God, you caught me off guard. Like, no, I go through this every day and this is nothing new. It's just more people I have to kill. I enjoyed that one. I enjoyed it as well, man. But yeah, John Carter for me, the whole when he goes to Mars with the different of what the hell's the word? Gravity? Yeah. With the
Hmm?
difference of gravity and everything, like he's stronger and jumps and everything. That was so cool, man. How he's faster. And for me the entire story, because it's not like he like sees her and it's like, oh well, now we're gonna get married, we're gonna do this. It was the whole love hate relationship they got going on, and it had to go forward and it had to build, and then also how his agenda changes. Instead of me just trying to go home and do this, now I'm actually trying to save the world and grow with the movie. And that's what I really like, the growth of the character duration
Hmm.
of the movie, because you meet him selfish and not so much young because at the same time, but just selfish and immature, and he doesn't care, and he has legal problems and all this, and he goes from that to a respectable man just trying to get back because he had to grow on his time on Mars. Like I really enjoyed that, man.
No, for me, it was like I see him like a fallen knight that comes to be the person he used to be. You see how he lost his family, he lost his wife and kid, how he started hating everything and everyone
Mm-hmm.
around him, and the only thing he just was interested in was like looking for gold. And then you see how he changes from that selfish, reckless person to a caring person. Like, you know what? I want to help you out. That's what I really, really
Exactly.
like.
Yeah, me too. Another one that I got on my list that I get a lot of crap for, man. I get a lot of it for it, but I don't care. Is Suicide Squad. Give it to me. Give it to me.
Joker, and I'm just gonna leave it there. I'll just leave it there. That's
I
the
okay,
worst
fine, fine. Okay, check
interpretation
this
of
out.
a Joker
Check.
I've ever seen.
Agreed. Agreed. Now, this is the only thing I'll give him credit for. Okay, I'll give you this challenge for the next episode. Okay, and I'll remind you of it. Watch his Joker again. As bad as it is, just find the little Jokerisms that he actually does right. I was watching it, and obviously, okay, it's out there. He sucked. I agree. Jared Leto should not be a Joker. But then I start to watch it, and he has these little mannerisms that are actually really Joker. He almost, if it wasn't for the bad laugh, the bad hair, the bad tattoos, the bad, if it wasn't for all of that, and you watch it, he actually has a little bit of Heath Ledger in him. I'm not joking. Watch it. He actually has little bits of Heath Ledger that you see when he acts crazy. but the tattoos and the hair and the crappy, like all of that really just turns you off because it's just bad. I didn't like it at all either. And I still don't like him as Joker, and I don't like the version that he picked. But I started to watch it, and like even in the club scene when he's with Harley Quinn, he does
Mhm.
little Joker things. That I was just like, hey, it almost reminds me a little bit of Heath Ledger, and obviously he took a lot from that character. Like he even says it. He read the notepad that Heath Ledger had and everything. He took a lot from that character. So when I watched it another time, and I was actually watching it with him, I'm like, hey, that's kind of Jokerish. Hey, that's not that bad Jokerish either. Like there's certain things that he does that are not that bad, but the image that he chose for me is all wrong. But the whole I don't know, maybe it's the music that just because you know all the songs, it gets you in, and like all the things, and there's so much wrong with that film. Like I didn't like again, as much as I love it, I still find things wrong with it. Don't get me wrong. Like the whole they wanted to save money, and so like they can kill people on film. They gave the bad guys no faces because if you have a face, you can't kill them, and it goes up to PG-13 to rated R. So they had to give them no faces. So and then it doesn't affect the the grading of the film. That I didn't like. The whole the sorceress all shaky shaky. Yeah, no. I'm not down with that either, man. Like, I understand it's not great, but guy, if I see it on or I hear that music, I watch it. Diablo is amazing in that movie
Oh,
when he turns into the big guy, starts going crazy. Love it.
that's
Um,
I think that's one of the things I hate about that movie that they kill him. He's like he's the best character of the whole film, and they whack him. They should have whacked Will Smith. I would enjoy that more. Or they could have whacked Killer Croc. But no, man, they whacked
I
the Bato Loco.
I enjoy in that beginning where Batflick was still alive at that point. Ben Affleck as Batman when he was still good. I enjoyed him coming in and catching Will Smith and catching Harley Quinn, and I was like he just punches her in the face too. No shame. There's no shame in there, guy. There's no oh no, it's a woman. He smashes her underwater, man. And when you see the Flash, even though again I don't like the guy they casted for him, it was cool to see the Flash. I was like, holy shit, the Flash is there and everything came boomerang, and I enjoy the movie fully. I don't know, maybe it's the whole just the gang coming together and all the bull and just like and just seeing them and it's almost seeing them on screen for the first time, seeing a proper Harley Quinn for the first time
Mhm.
and like just going through. I don't mind it, and I don't hate Will Smith as much as you do with his movies, just because he's always Will Smith. But hey, but I still like that movie. Suicide
I
Squad's one.
I think is what I think is like they tried to imitate the Avengers too much, and I just felt like that movie had to be like a little bit more darker and grimier. I mean, we're not talking about people that you want to imitate. I mean, we're talking about garbage here. The worst of the worst, and each one is good at their field. So I mean, just make them like that. Make them feel like these guys are villains. Like they're not nice people. I mean, they'll whack you for anything, and then you never see that. You never feel that. They make you is like only Katana. Katana's the only superhero there, but she's like an anti-hero kind of thing. But I mean, Diablo. I mean, I was rooting for this guy. Like if he was a hero, like some anti-hero. I'm like, come on, man, kick some ass. Do what you got to do. You're representing the Raza here, loco. But I mean, it's like, but this guy's a gangbanger, and he should, and I'm here rooting for the guy, and it's like, but he's the bad guy, he's the villain, and that's what I didn't like about it. It's just they never come across like, these are villains. He's a hitman. He'll kill you for a dollar. Stuff like that.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I really like the scene where he's just shooting the guns in the same spot And even though the bullets are sporadic and they go like this, he's like, grrr, he's just hitting it in the middle. God, that's amazing, man. I don't care. I enjoy that so much.
Yeah, I just felt like they just tried to make these guys too human instead of making them. I think the only one that they pulled it off a little bit was with Killer Croc, and that's it. But to just
He was all right. He's almost like comes in and gets out like every scene. He doesn't really do anything, but he's like, he's
it's
almost
just
as useless as the guy that they blow his head up in like 3 seconds. Like you meet him and then he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get out of here!" Bam! You're like, "Oh, okay. Well, that guy was useless." And the worst part is he's all over the posters. Like he was all over the place, and they got rid of him so quickly.
he didn't even last
for
like 5 minutes of the mission.
for sure. Another one that I got. I'm actually going way, way, way back now. Is Army of Darkness and The Evil Dead. Love those
Oh,
movies. Love
but
those
that's a
movies.
classic. I mean, I I know there are people that hate the movie, but I know more people that love it than hate it. You know what I mean?
See, that's
It's
my problem. I only know people that hate it. That's it. Like when I tell them, "Yo, Army of Darkness," they're like, "Why?" I'm like, what do you mean,
it's
why?
great. Yeah, I mean, I I watched the first one, and then I watched the second one, and the second was the one that just blew me away complete.
The second one was more comedy than like you see it. Evil Dead 2. It's the same story as one, but they just put a lot more comedy in it. Because number one was they were trying to really make it scary. And then when they made number two, yeah, even though it's not that scary, and then they made number two, and then it was like one big joke. And then Army of Darkness came out, which is literally just one horrible, horrible movie that I can watch every single day
But see,
without a
the thing is,
problem.
the great thing about that movie is that even though it's a horrible movie, and you know that nobody likes it or they're going to criticize it, you watch it and just like watching it for the first time, you're laughing at
Oh,
the dumb jokes.
oh,
And it's just like there's nights there and you're expecting him until he says it like, yes,
he
okay,
is the
keep on with the
king
movie.
of the one-liners. King of the one-liners, and I say it twice because it is that good for me. And the show, when the show came out, Ash versus Evil Dead, he has the most classic lines you've ever heard. Like they're just classic. I love it. I love. They're borderline racist, and and it's so fantastic because that is his character. So for me, just all of it, man. All Evil Dead, all Ash. I enjoy all of those movies, man. Like all of them. What else? I really thought of this hard. You know what I mean? When we were talking about this, and I think those are like the three movies that I really enjoy. Besides, like when we first started everything, I mentioned the Three Amigos,
Hmm.
which is like my all-time favorite comedy. Pretty much, it's so bad. It's pretty much it's like Saturday Night Live bad. Like that's how bad it looks. And even when you watch it and their jokes and everything are so old, but I enjoy it like to the point where I feel like like the bad guy in Ratatouille. I get transported all the way back to my childhood and I watch it and I just enjoy, man. Like
No,
nothing stops me from enjoying that movie.
if we're going that back, I mean, I just Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh yeah. Oh
I
come on,
mean that
that was the first time we ever saw Raiden, Sub Zero, fucking like get out of here. That was the first time we saw them, man.
that movie, like if it's on TV, I have to sit down and watch it. No one can bother me. No one can say anything to me. Like I'm watching this classic here. This
Oh
this
yeah,
is this is gold right here. I
that's
mean,
Kurt Russell.
that's
It's Kurt
sorry.
Russell, man.
And thinking of that one just brings me remembers me of Escape in LA or the Escape from LA.
It actually, what was that? Did I see it on Netflix or Play? It was on something I just saw. And I'm like, really? Yeah, it was. What's his name? Snake Eyes or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, no. No. That one I remember because it came out in the early '90s. Because it was like Escape from Alcatraz or something like that. But that was Clint Eastwood,
Yeah.
and then it switched to Kurt Russell for Escape from L.A. Yeah, I remember that was That was, oh yeah, I remember what scene killed me in that movie. The one where they're surfing and it looks like they're on a green screen. Yeah, that one wasn't good. That one really killed me. With Peter Fonda. Yeah, nah, buddy, get out of here. That was a little too ghetto for me. A little too. Oh, and what was another one? I watched Thor: Dark Nights, and I don't mind it. I don't mind the Thors. I really don't. A lot of like even Marvel shits on the Dark World. Like their own company makes that thing out to be like the worst of all of them. But it's funny because as it being the worst, it is one of the most important because it has an Infinity Stone in it.
Yeah,
So it's
I
like
mean,
even though you hate it, you got to watch it.
I didn't hate that movie. I enjoyed Underworld or Dark World, whatever it was.
Dark World, yeah, yeah, Dark World.
I mean, I liked it. I liked that it was like another story based on Nordic mythology. That's what I liked about it most of all, with the
Oh
dark
yeah,
elves and
for
stuff
sure.
like that. So I mean,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I put it like this way: I enjoyed that movie more than I did Black Panther. I did not enjoy Black Panther. I didn't like it.
I like Black Panther. I enjoyed it a lot, man. I actually watched it like a couple days ago. It was. I
I
still really like that movie, man. And it's more for the action than what people really watch it for. You know what I mean? Like it's the first all black cast, the first all black production, the first. I get that. Like, okay, it was cool. Whatever. You know what I mean? Let's move past that. Let's talk about it as a movie now. As a movie, the only thing I didn't really like about it is that you do not see the rise and fall of the character because you already
no.
know he's king. You already know what's going to happen. You already know that you kind of you get into it right away that Killmonger's going to come in, then he has to come back to get his thing. It's very obvious. That was the one thing I didn't really like about it, but it was the action scenes were really well done. There's things that he does that no other person does, so you're like, oh shit, look at that. Like it. That's what I really enjoyed about the movie.
The thing is like when the villain is better than the hero, it's like
Yeah,
there's something wrong with the movie. And Black Panther has that. The villain for me, he was impeccable. I
yeah,
mean, he.
Killmonger's great.
I mean, I was rooting. I was waiting. I wanted him to win the fight,
Yeah, for sure.
and I wanted the king to lose the fight. I mean, then when I realized that, I stepped back. I can't like this movie.
See, you talking about this, I'm going to bring this up right now. Things that I don't like about movies, first of all, is always it's because you're saying right there, like when the bad guy's better than the protagonist. That's like a horrible things that get me with movies. And I'll even and I'm glad you actually mentioned Judge Dredd because I can say I can. Oh man, it's horrible. I hate when you can't think of the word. You have it in your head, but it doesn't want to come out. Reference to is I hate unnecessary comic reliefs. Rob Schneider in
Oh,
Judge Dredd. It was an unnecessary comic relief. Gone in 60 Seconds. Love the movie. The little Dave Chappelle wannabe. He has no need for that movie. Like none. But yet there he is. He's a very unnecessary comic relief. Those are things that I just and I see them and I'm just like, man, like why are you even there?
see, the thing is that let's say, for example, in Judge Dredd, if you look at a lot of Sylvester Stallone's, even Arnold Schwarzenegger movies in that time period, they all had that comic relief guy. They already had the doofy guy, like in True Lies. I mean, I enjoy True Lies, but his sidekick, the comedian, is like he's not necessary in that movie.
For
It
me, he was a
just
little more. He was a little more, not the comic relief part, but at least his character had a point because his character was his partner. It was the guy that goes with him on all the missions. He's always there. He knows his family. Like he's just there. And then, but the other guy is just like, oh, he's the greatest locksmith. Just comical all the time. It's like, come on, really?
yeah. No, I agree with
Like
you.
you don't
That's
need
that's
those guys. You don't need those guys, man. It was and one more, like what I mentioned. I think it was in the last one, the last episode we had. The guy that knows too much. And for me, the one movie I will always reference to, even though there's a lot of them out there, is Predator versus Aliens. Do you remember the first one? You remember the archaeologist guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows about the Hunter Moon. He knows that it's a puzzle. He knows that it's this many years old. He knows that it's not like. How do you know all of this from being your first
Time seeing this.
How? How do you know all of this information? It's like, you know, you got to kill him like this, right? It's like, first of all, how do you know you got to kill him like that? Yeah, how is it you know? I hate those guys in movies so much. So much, man. Like, those are little things that always make me turn off from movies. Or how about this one? I was watching Spider-Man Far From Home, and Mitzi was watching, and she's like, hey, does, because it's Hydro Man, right? She's like, how does all the water go in if it's all like holograms and stuff? I'm like, well, it would just be the water. So just go. She's like, yeah, but how do they feel the water when it's going through? I was like, nothing. That's like a question I never really asked myself because it was Spider-Man, right? You don't really ask. You're just like, oh my god, it's Hydro Man. Oh man, it's the lava monster. Like, okay, it's like a version of Sandman. But how did he get it so people feel the sand? You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know, maybe the droids picked them up, the water, and kind of sprayed it. Like it's little things like that sometimes other people catch in movies where it can just ruin the movie for them. Mm-hmm. But being as like fans, where I didn't even think about that. I'm actually asking you that question. Like, how did the Hydro Man punch him and him feel the water if it's just the droids?
It's if I'm not mistaken, what I read about is that if the mind thinks it's real, the body will react to it, even thought it's an illusion.
So but you won't get wet.
You won't get wet, but you will feel your body will react like if you did get wet. And if you got hit, you will react. You know, you get the bruise and everything like that because your mind thinks it actually got hit in the face or stuff like that.
Agreed. But he gets wet.
In that case,
I couldn't explain it either.
Hollywood magic.
Tell you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I couldn't explain it either. I was like, what? I'm like, and I'm throwing out all these. And she's like, yeah, but I'm like, well, it's because of this. Yeah, but I'm like, well, shit, I don't know anymore. Like, I can't. I'm trying to save the movie, and I just can't find an explanation for it at all. Another thing that I absolutely hate about movies, and I'll even say this about Tron Legacy that I watched, when they just force story into you, they're just like, yeah, this happened. You're like, okay, but why? It's like, but why? It's like, don't worry, why? It just happened. And then they're like, oh, okay, well, let's just carry on with the story. It's like, no, I think you need to explain why that stuff happened.
That's very important. It's just like I hate it when especially when it's of a sequel to a movie that you already saw, and either you enjoyed it or you hated it. You have an understanding of what's going on in the movie, and when the sequel comes and it's like, okay, this is happening. Okay, and how did that happen? Why did that happen? Like, you don't care. This is what happened. I do care. Because exactly. I'm watching this movie because it's a sequel for the last movie, and this last movie didn't end it like that, So hello, that pisses me off, man.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. No, there's a lot of things like that. What's another little pet peeve I have? Oh, when things are too obvious and the characters seem to not understand what's going on. That's something that really gets me, man. I'm trying to think of like a reference to what movie I can think of, like where that happens. But it's when there's a good twist, that's when I'll never have a complaint. It's like, oh shoot, look at that. And it doesn't have to be like completely oblivious, where it just kind of, oh, remember this guy? Well, he was important. Like, it doesn't have to be like that at all. But when it's Maleficent, it's you see Michelle Pfeiffer doing everything. You know as like even as a character that Michelle Pfeiffer is the only person who can do this, and she's but yet nobody hasn't a clue that it could be her. Nobody. It's impossible. And then when they're like, "It was me," you're like, "Oh my god!" Like, no, that those simple, make it too obvious things kill me. They kill me, man.
No, you know what really, really I hate is when there's no character growth in the main character. Let's say, for example, an Aquaman. Aquaman starts exactly the same and finishes the movie exactly the same. Character doesn't change at all. Or when they make the main character too OP. Like he's like he grabs anything, he can do anything, nothing's difficult for him, everything's a piece of cake. Like the chick
Alita?
from Star Alita or the chick from Star Wars. I hate that. It's just like what like
Who, Ray?
there shouldn't like Ray knows how to use a lightsaber, knows how to use the Force without even any training, without even ever touching it at all in her entire life. Oh, but now I know how to. I'm a swashbuckler and stuff. I hate that in a movie. I really, really hate that.
I
It's
want to
like
argue with you, but you make sense.
it. I like it when you start with the character that he's either good or bad, or he's good at something and gets better at something, or has no clue but he does the training. It just I like to see that how they change from this type of person to another type of person, like in
Mhm.
and car oh 1 second, Carter, John Carter.
Mhm.
I like that development. Like, okay, he was this type of person. Shit happened to him. He changed. Now, thanks to this experience, he's become to what he used to be. I love those type of movies, and I watch
Have
it
you
over
seen?
and over again.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Have you seen Hero? Jet Li.
Yes, and
That's
I
the
enjoy that
same.
movie a lot.
Yeah, I love that movie so much.
E- even with Tony Stark, you see this arrogant rich boy that
Yeah.
he knows it all and knows it all until shit hit the fan. He went through that, and boom, he's a complete different man. Even Thor, when Thor started, like he's this glory-seeking mongrel who only wants to fight and win battles, then get drunk and lay with girls, and then all of a sudden you see him more emotional and serious. I like to see that change. I like to see that
Yeah,
progress.
it's to see the growth. It's the problem that you had with Black Panther. There's no real growth. Black Panther
There's
and
not.
Aquaman are almost like the same thing. It's okay. You're already on the throne. Somebody's trying to dethrone you, and now you got to get back on the throne. It's like it's already laid out for you. There's no struggle.
Mhm.
There's no real challenge or obstacle that he has to pass to get to that goal. It's no, I just got to beat this guy and I'm there, and that's it.
Yeah. Another thing I hate about the movies is when the villain is better than the hero, the protagonist, because you want the villain to win, and you know he's not going to win. You know he's going to lose, but you hate it because why does he have to lose? He's much better than the hero. He's more badass. He's better at what he does, but he still has to lose. I hate that. I hate it so much. That's why I mean Thanos when he did what he had to do,
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh, thank you.
yeah.
Finally, a villain that like it's like a Darth Vader being able to do what Darth Vader does best.
Like the end of Rogue One.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the greatest scene ever.
It's those type of things. It's like um Batman, the Dark Knight, the Joker against Batman. I, I hate the Joker. I'm never on his side. But Keith Ledger made me feel I want the Joker to beat Batman, and he actually does.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
it's
take my challenge.
I will.
What?
I definitely will.
Take the
I'll, I'll
challenge.
I'll
Just
watch
check it.
I'll watch Dark Knight first, and then I'll watch the Suicide Squad.
All right. Now, remember, I'm not saying he's good. I'm just saying he has little jokerisms that you're gonna see. You'll be like, oh, that one's not bad. Like the big one is like when he's lying in the knives. You see all the knives and everything around him. Like that's jokerish. It's something that he would do.
That's
Now
true.
he wouldn't. He would never go break out Harley Quinn, but but there's little things. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All right. I'm not trying to save the movie. He still sucks. But
Uh,
agreed, sir. Oh man, yeah, no, that's just those are the little things that can get us. Hey, oh, I'm gonna actually throw that out there to interact. Anything that you guys hate about movies or agree with us, please comments anything, throw it out there. Anything that you disagree with, tell us as well. And especially when
please.
I post my Tropic Bowl guys, I know I'm gonna get some craziness for the apocalypse comments that I have and Suicide Squad horrible of should never been made. But yes, I got some news. If you want to get into that right now,
One more thing that I hate about
go.
Hollywood. It's I mentioned it when I was talking about Ender's Game. Is that when the movie tries to rush things to finish it, like you don't feel they should give the time for things to progress, and not rush it just because okay, now we need to finish the movie in 15 minutes, so everything has to happen within these 15 minutes. And I hate that in the movie, especially when you're
That's
enjoying
going that's going back to what I start.
So I mean, yeah, that's that's another thing what I hate about movies.
It just never works like that. Oh, no, oh no, we're still good. We're still good. Yeah, no, it's something that I agree with 100%, man. They can't just force story on you or just say, oh yeah, well this resolved itself because it did.
Yeah.
No, I completely agree, man. But hey, let's move forward. I got some news for you. I actually have a couple things. I
All
don't
right.
know if I don't know how much research you did. I let other people do the research for me, and then just copy what they. So I this is your wheelhouse right now. Now that there's no more Skywalker saga, now that they don't have to follow the blueprint of what was Star Wars, they are coming out with a new Star Wars movie. Did you hear who the director was? My boy, like I know him personally. We like this. Taika Waititi is actually going to do the new Star Wars movie, and if it's anything like the stormtrooper conversation that he has at the beginning of the last episode of Mandalorians, it is going to be a great movie because that was the greatest conversation I've ever heard, man. I don't care when they have Baby Yoda and they're just talking on the speeders. That was amazing. That was a side of Star Wars no one has ever put out for me, right? Like I've never seen that in any type of Star Wars movie where you see the stormtroopers just being normal people. Everything it's just normal people doing a job. It's not the droids, not this. And then when they're trying to shoot the rock and they both suck and they can't hit it. Like if it's anything just like that last episode, I don't think he's going to do any wrong with this movie because he has all creative control. He doesn't have to follow anybody. He doesn't have to put certain elements into his Star Wars, just things that he likes. That's why I
Okay.
am not mad at this at all.
What out of what you know about the Star Wars saga and everything like that, or the world of Star Wars, what would you like him to do the movie about?
If I had a choice in what he could do the movie about, I would have to say, hmm. You know what would be cool to see? Um, Jabba's world. Like Jabba the Hutt's world. Not even it doesn't even have to be Jabba the Hutt. That underground bounty world. That's what I would love to see. I guess it's sort of like a Mandalorian type thing,
Hmm?
but you can bring in the other guys. It doesn't have to be IG-88 and this and that. Like, you can do it just like them. You have your elements only, but the story has nothing to do with anything that you know. So you can go off and do whatever you want, almost like the Bounty Hunter chronicles that I read. Like, that would be great. Or even, see, I don't want to go back to Republics because I'm thinking they're going to just try to do one movie and they're not going to try to leave it open unless they want to start up a new trilogy, but that's not what I'm hearing from this.
Actually, when I heard the news
New movie.
about
One that's actually
when I heard the news that this new movie's coming out, it's like a couple months afterwards when the big announcement that the new books are coming out with the High Republic, and it's like, well, like they know like they flopped and they screwed up the franchise so bad, and they're Star Wars makes money. They have to keep on generating money out of the $1 trillion investment they made out of it in it.
Mhm.
This like, okay, we're gonna start something completely different. It's gonna be 200 years before all of this happens, and we're gonna start with the books, comic books, and now the movie. Of course, I think it's gonna be like in that period of time. Like there there's no Sith, there's no Clone Wars, there's none of that. This is
no.
our complete story. This is us, making this story in the Star Wars universe, and it has nothing to do with what you know right now. That's what I think they would do.
Exactly. No, I agree. No, that wouldn't be that bad either. That wouldn't be that bad. I do want to see more underground world of Star Wars rather than like the political side of it. You know what I mean? I didn't like the scenes of the Senate in the first three and all that crap, even though it was very necessary for the movies. It's just I don't care about the politics part of the galactic galaxy wars and all this. Fuck that. I want to see some battles. I want to see some bodies hit the floor. I want to hear lasers. I want some ships. That's what I want.
No,
I got actually more release dates. Sorry, go on. Say something before I move on.
no. Like you were mentioning about like it would be cool if they do the movie based on Coruscant, but in the the ghetto,
All right,
ghetto of Coruscant.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. So I actually got new release dates for the Marvels now that everything's getting more pushed back. We got Spider-Man 3 is not going to come out till November 5th, 2021.
Okay.
Thor 4 is actually not going to come out till February 11th, 2022. Oof. As well as, yeah, man, Doctor Strange also got pushed to 22. And then this is the thing. I'm actually going to look this up for the next episode we got. Now, I don't know if this is a live action or a next version of Spider-Man coming into the Spider-Verse is coming out October 7th of 2022. So that's the thing. I don't know if it's real, if it's the real live action, or if it's number 2 of the cartoon that's coming out. You know what I mean? That they're finally going to come out. They're going to take their time and do another version of it. But I'll look into that and I'll find out. But those got released back, or released more pushed back, I should say. So now, at least once this coronavirus is done, we're going to get a lot of Marvel movies getting pumped out because they can all start making them again. Staying on Marvel, our Keanu Reeves news that we were saying he was rumored to be Ghost Rider. Who would we like him to be? Namor, all that. They're actually, the new rumor coming out is he might be Moonlight.
Moonlight?
Yes.
Oh, well.
Because right now Disney Plus is going to make a splash for the MCU universe. Moonlight, they want to make Disney Plus. Because right now they can't do anything, they're actually going to create this thing called the Fury Files. It's going to be like what they think it's going to be is almost like 15-minute like cartoon information, like archives on ones that we have. You know what I mean? So he'll be like, "Oh, you click on Captain America, nice little quick cartoon type action, and like what they have on him and everything." I don't know if they will introduce other characters this way, but they're trying to make something so like people get rid of their Disney Plus and they keep pumping out Marvel for the fans. Another
No,
Disney Plus, huh?
that's a great way to introduce, other characters to the
Yeah,
franchise.
because you
You can
don't have to go into the whole backstory. You can just kind of bring
exact
them in, which
exactly.
isn't bad. Uh, Staying on that note, they are going to make now. This is where it's a little confusing because not confusing in the sense of no one will get it, but where some people are going to think it's a certain thing. They want to make a Weapon X show on Disney Plus. Now, what people forget is Weapon X is Wolverine, but he's
Hmm.
not the only one in the Weapon X program.
No, he's not.
So
Sabretooth
they
comes from
can
there.
bring in, yeah, but also it's about the history of the super soldier serum as well,
Hmm.
is almost the Weapon X program. So they might go into bringing in other characters, but they did confirm that they are going to make that show on Disney Plus. So it's a way that they can say, hey, look, here's a taste of Wolverine, but I don't see why they would make Wolverine a show and not a movie that can make $1 billion like nothing.
I don't know, to be quite honest with you, why they would do that. But if they do, they'll be able to introduce, well, Sabretooth, of course, Maverick, Silver Fox, and some other guys that I don't remember their
Yeah,
names at the
yeah,
moment.
a bunch of them will come out. Like, you know what I mean? It'll be a lot of them because there's a lot of guys that tried. Red Hulk was a part of the
Hmm.
Weapon X.
Oh, you know what would be cool? Omega Red.
We talked about this. He's in Winter Season, Falcon and Winter Soldier, man. I can't wait to see him in that. I hope
I just I just hope
a photo of him, but
the only thing I ask for is that don't screw up the costume. Try to make it as close to the comic book as possible, because
buddy,
that
I will,
that
buddy.
is like,
I have to cut you off for this. Don't worry. I will send you the picture once we hang up. You're gonna freak out.
oh, please send it to me.
It's the MCU. It's the MCU. When have they done a big enough adjustment that you don't enjoy the suit anymore? I haven't seen one yet. Like they've adjusted suits, but there hasn't been one that I've been like, you know
Spider
what?
Man,
I don't even want to see. What? Which one? I love them all.
Spider Man,
Yeah,
Spider
but
Man.
which one?
The one that he got right after he joined the Avengers. The first movie that he makes.
The one that makes his
The
eyes close? Come on.
uh-huh.
That's the
I
best suit. That's the
see
first time he
the
closes
thing.
his eyes.
See the thing is that suit is so overpowered that Spider-Man doesn't need to do anything. It's like
Okay,
in
they
Spider
made it like an Iron Man suit, you mean?
exactly, and it's like
Yeah.
the thing is that I didn't like about that suit is that that suit is just too badass. It was way too badass. I mean,
I've never heard
honestly,
that before.
it's like I don't need you. I can be Spider-Man. I can grab any guy out there and I can turn him into Spider-Man. That's pretty much what the suit was. The only thing he had going for him on him was that he can climb on walls and his flexibility. After that, everything's the suit. Even the
Brains,
suit's
baby, the
smarter than him.
brains.
Even the suit is smarter than him.
All right, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But yeah, man, fucking. That's pretty much all I got on the news. It was a very quiet couple weeks. I want to say this on record. Thank you for having the patience with me. We were trying to get this out a long time ago, and just everything kept coming up. Just every bad thing after another, after another. There's no time. There's no internet. There's no this. So thank you, Brian. I appreciate it. Sorry about that.
Ah,
And I will be back on time. I know, but I'll be back on time every single time now. We can get this out every Monday.
no, I want to thank everyone that taking the time to watch the show. I think it's like been
For
an
sure.
hour and a half or something like that, and to be able to
Every
sit through the
time.
whole
It's
show.
funny because I'm like, yo, we're gonna make this one short, and then we start talking, and I forget.
It's just us rambling, and I really appreciate people that take the time and watch us. And please leave your comments. I go to
Yes.
I go to check a couple days just to see what if there's anything I can read about either good criticism, bad criticism, sarcastic remarks, anything. I want I want to read that. Either it makes
Yeah.
me laugh, makes me want to hate you, or like what, dude, I love you.
For sure, man. Hey, just elaborating on what he says. Appreciate everyone. Thank you so much for listening. This has been another episode of Don't Listen to Us, but you should listen to us because we know what we're talking about sometimes. Episode 4, not 3. And just, hey, guys, again, anything we should watch, anything you want us to review, anything that you have in mind, any questions, doesn't even matter. Throw your comments out there, guys. All right, Brian.
All
It was a
right, bro.
pleasure, like always, man. Fucking love you. Take care, and well, actually, I'll send you the picture, and then we'll organize for next week.
All right, you take care, coach.
All right,
Peace
man.
out.
Peace.